What's going on, everybody? I'm David Delano with GetSportsStrong.com. Let's talk about the HBCU National Championship game between Jackson State and South Carolina State. Want to talk about this bowl game a little bit and give my prediction on what I think is going to happen. Don't see a whole lot of breakdowns for these FCS games, and I know a lot of people may just look at some of the numbers on the surface. I'm going to give my prediction on what I think is going to happen. Always make sure that if you are deciding to wager on sports, to do so responsibly. A couple things about this game. Jackson State opened up as a 2-point favorite in this game, and now I'm seeing them as a 2-point underdog. Some people may wonder, what is that line movement about? And from what I'm seeing here, a couple things. Big difference with college football versus the NFL is that these teams don't have to give out the same type of information on the injury report. And sometimes it can really be difficult to find out the status of these players, especially at some of the smaller FCS programs. So Jackson State's quarterback, Jacobin Morgan, he was injured in that he had to leave that game in the SWAC championship that they blew out Southern 40-13. And even though, that score, they blew them out, Jackson State only threw 15 passes in that game. They completed 8, and they ran the ball 50 times. As of now, the status of Morgan is a little bit up in the air. Whether Morgan goes or not, Jackson State is definitely going to want to run the ball. That's going to be a big part of their offense. On the other side, you got South Carolina State. They're led by quarterback Eric Phoenix. Had a great season. Now, the last couple games for last couple games for South Carolina State, they basically had laughable wins over Morgan State and Norfolk State. Last game they played was November 23rd. So you got a Jackson State team who, just played last weekend. They played a lot more recently coming in here. But one common opponent that these teams did face this year, they both played Florida A&M. Jackson State beat Florida A&M 35-21. South Carolina State lost to them 22-18 for what it's worth. Now, looking at this matchup here, we've got a total of 54.5. It went down to 53. And I do agree with that movement of the total going down. If you look at this on the surface, see Jackson State's been scoring a lot of points. South Carolina State's been scoring a lot of points. The over may look like a play, but this is going to be a much better defense that both of these teams are going to be seeing than what they faced for most of the season. South Carolina State scoring defense allowing 21 points per game. Jackson State allowing just under 18 points per game on the season. And when it comes to total defense, defensive yards allowed, Jackson State is 5th in the nation. South Carolina State is 8th in the nation in the FCS. I think that this one is going to go under that total of 53. Jackson State is going to try to run the ball quite a bit, and that South Carolina State defense was definitely the best rush defense in the MEAC, allowing about 3.5 yards per carry. Jackson State, they have a very good secondary, very strong secondary, and that's going to be the path. South Carolina State's going to want to air it out. I think that if you look at, like I said, the points that these teams are playing, it may seem like the overs a play. You're watching this game, you want to see points, you want to see excitement. But I think that the under would be my favorite play for this one, under 53 points. As far as the side, Jackson State at plus 110 in a game that almost seems it could go either way. It's tough to lay juice. Actually, I like South Carolina State in this game. With the quarterback injury to Jackson State, and we're just looking at the MEAC strength against the SWAC in these Celebration Bowls, MEAC usually gets overlooked in this against the SWAC, but they often fare very well head-to-head in these bowl. They usually fare very well head-to-head in these bowl games. So, I would lean on that South Carolina State side, but I think here, the best play for this, in my opinion, is going to be under 53. So prediction for this video is going to be under 53 in the Celebration Bowl between Jackson State and South Carolina State. Good luck on whatever you guys decide to do in these bowl games. God bless and good luck.